multiplying mixed fractions. Step 1 is to take this mixed fraction, and what makes it a mixed fraction is the fact that it has a whole number in there, which is 1 in this case, and a fraction, which is 1/4. The first thing I have to do is rename my fraction, and if you remember, we multiply 4 times 1, and then we add that plus the numerator. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 gives us 5/4. Bring down my multiplication sign. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8/3. I just renamed 1 1/4 to 5/4. I renamed 2 2/3 to 8/3. This is my new fraction that I'm going to be multiplying. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply my numerators, which gives me 40. 5 times 8 is 40 for my numerators. My denominators, 4 times 3 is 12. Great. I am done multiplying my fractions. However, I am left with an improper fraction. Remember, an improper fraction is where my numerator is larger than my denominator. So I will need to go to my multiplication chart, which is not very clear on here. I had to make it very big in order for you to see it. But if I were to take a look at 12 and I want to know how many groups of 12 can I make out of 40, I would look at my row of 12 and I would look across until I got as close as I could to 40 without passing it up. In this case, it's 36, so 12 goes into 40 3 times. I can make 3 full groups out of 20, or 3 full groups out of 12. So then I ask myself, what is 3 times 12? Looking back at my highlighted, 3 times 12 is 36. So I need to see what the difference is. 40 minus 36 gives me 4. My numerator is 4, my denominator stays the same, and that's 12. We are almost done, but if I look here at my fraction, I noticed that it does have, they're both even, so that alerts me right away that it must be able to be reduced. So I'm going to go to my factor sheet, and I'm going to make that very large. I apologize, there's some things over that, but I know that you're familiar enough with this that you should be okay with it. I'll just go ahead and move it all the way over here together. And I look at 4, and I look at 12. And I note what do they have in common? Well, they have 1 in common, 2 in common, and a 4 in common. So I'm going to grab my greatest common factor, which in this case is 4. And so therefore I can divide my numerator by 4 and my denominator by 4. My whole number remains the same, which is 3. My numerator, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. My answer is 3 1/3.